Hi guys, just a quick video about changing the oil on my Iseki TU170. Hopefully you get something out of it because I could find no information on it. So I'll show you the drain points. Okay guys, we're under the tractor at the moment. So there's 3 drain plugs for the main transmission. We've got the main sump plug here. We've got another couple of sneaky ones. There's one here and also on the other side a matching position here. So pull all those, drain the fluid out. There's going to be about 15 litres of fluid, so there's a fair bit. Make sure your bucket's big enough to hold it all. I've already drained the fluid out of here, so I can't show you, but trust me, there's a lot of fluid. So now I'm going to actually put a new washer underneath this drain plug and torque it up because we're about to fill it up again. Okay guys, I'm going to take this drain plug out. I've already drained the oil, but there might be another little bit. So I noticed when I took it off, yeah, there's a little bit left. There was no washer in between my plug and the sump. So I went out to the shops and I got another one, a copper washer, so it's nice and soft. So now I'm going to just drop the washer on. And now I'm going to torque it up properly. So, get oil all over myself. Alright, now, grab my rag. It's not here, there it is. Okay, so I don't know the specs, the official Iseki specs on what sort of torque we're supposed to put onto this, but I'm just going to do the same as my car, which is about 20 to 25 Newton meters. Okay. Set this. Okay, so I've got my torque wrench. It's set to just about 25 Newton meters. So I'm just going to torque that up. And that's it. That's all I'm going to do. I'll dry it off and just check it as we put some oil into it and make sure that it stays sealed. Okay. Okay guys, so I've drained the main sump of the tractor. Because this tractor also uses that oil supply for the hydraulic pump, I'm going to clean the screen on the suction line to the hydraulic pump. That's pretty important. I had a problem, my 3-point linkage wasn't lifting up. Turns out it was the screen, it was totally blocked and there was no suction whatsoever for the pump to supply pressure. So I'm going to take it off. This is the position of it, it's under here. Okay, it looks like an oil filter, but it's a little bit different. I have already drained the oil, so we'll only get a dribble come out. I just want to show you. Make sure you catch what's under here. I must have the screen somewhere else. I'll show you the screen. Okay, I found it and put it back on. And when you pull it off, this is what you'll find. This is a fine stainless steel mesh screen for the fluid, and it's going to catch any impurities in the oil or metal flakes or whatever you've got in there. So to get it off, it just pulls off like that, and you can go away and wash it. There's also at the front here a magnet, so that just slips off, and if there's any metal filings in your oil, they'll stick to this thing, and it needs to be cleaned very well before you put it back in. I've already cleaned it, obviously, so this has to be done if you're going to change your fluid. Okay, so this is the stainless steel screen that came out of the tractor. I've already cleaned this, but then I put it back in and tested it. I drained it once more and it's still coming out with a little bit of stuff. So the way to do it is to get some sort of diesel, something that will break down oil, put it in a bath, maybe with your toothbrush. You just scrape it down and you clean the the crud off the stainless steel. You don't want to wash it into the hole, because that's where the fluid actually goes through the stainless steel and comes out the center. So we want to keep all the crap on the outside of the filter. When you're pretty much done, you can blow it out, but blow from the inside out. So again, we're blowing the crud out of the stainless steel. We don't want to blow it into the stainless steel at all. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so we're going to put the filter housing back on. I'm just going to dip my finger in the old oil. I'm going to lubricate the O-ring. So as we twist it on, it should just snug up and lubricate it, like so. All right. Slip it over the filter mesh housing and the magnets there. It's all good to go. Okay. It may be tricky because there's a spring on the back of the cartridge that you've got to work against. Yeah. You don't want to cross thread it either, guys, which I think I am. Okay, there it is. Thread it on. Only do it hand tight. Shouldn't need excessive force. And once again, we'll monitor it as we fill it up with oil and make sure it's not leaking.
Okay,
Done.
So this is our homemade thing to pour the oil in. So we just want to pour it in like that, and it should go all the way down.
Just an old drink bottle that we cut the top out of. It does the job. So we've got to do this about 13, 14 times to get 15 litres into the gearbox. You can see it's just sitting there loose, our strap. And yeah. Alright guys, we've filled it up with oil now. The dipstick's here. This is where you check the level. Pull that out. You can see there's oil on the tip. Wipe it off. There's a little mark there. That's what you're aiming for. We've put a little bit too much in, but I think when we run the hydraulic pump, it'll fill up all that area as well. See, I'm just above that mark. So yeah, that's a hydraulic transmission fluid change. That's how it's done. Okay guys, so we've checked on the dipstick. We've got the right amount of fluid in our transmission. So now it's just a matter of keeping an eye on everything that you've undone. Make sure it doesn't leak. So our sump plug, it's not wet at all. It looks good. 2 plugs at the back, they're not wet. They look fine. The front here, I've just replaced this seal. It's looking awesome. There's no fluid coming out of there. And of course over here, the screen that we took off. Want to make sure that there's no oil leaking from that big O-ring at the front. So it looks like it's dry. So at the moment it looks good, but just keep an eye on it. And if it's leaking, well, you've got to fix it. But I'm looking good. So that's the end of the video. Good luck with yours. Any questions, just hit me up.